If at first you don't succeed, knock back a few thousand crystal beers and then you're good. So we're still running nicely. I want to show you here, I have this program on here called Uptime, and when I run it, it's been running for 8.5 hours. Temperature here, 78.2. .87 degrees. So, about 9 degrees warmer than ambient. What does it feel like? Ice cold. Ice cold. It's not putting out heat, people. It's just not. Power supply. It's cold back there too. Okay. Well, anyway, I got some more information here. Turns out I was making a little bit of an error. I'm going to play around with that a little bit and see if I can actually get it to work, and then I'll show you what I did, and I found the solution. It's not a real solution, because there is no real solution to this problem that I know of. If anybody does know how to get this modem to save its caller ID settings in the NVRAM, please let me know. I did some searches online, and the best I came up with was a workaround. So anyway, let me play around with this for a little bit, and we'll get started, show you what I did. I read something about this ATY command, and I was using the AND Y, and then I realized that says sets brake handling. None of that is what I need. But ATYN without the AND, or ampersand, selects power on reset default configuration. You can use profile 0 in NVRAM, profile 1 in NVRAM, factory config 0, 1, or 2. Well, I've tried all of that. I've saved everything using the NW0 and NW1 command, and no matter what I do, it still shows 0 for the caller ID. So there's one last thing that I have on this flash drive, amongst other files ready for the reload, is this. It says if this file did not come from trusted source from within U.S. Robotics Corporation or from the U.S. Robotics Corporation website, then this file cannot be trusted. Well, that's a very trustworthy method there. This program will update the firmware to version 5.4.79 for the following products, and it is a USR 5686E, as we had determined in the last video. So we'll hit OK. It unzips, searching for US Robotics modem, initializing the modem firmware update process. Takes about 1 minute. Please wait while your modem is being updated. There are strange lights on the modem. Nothing's blinking. It's just on the send data light. The progress bar is going. This is all it took, folks, and you would have blazing fast dial-up speeds back in the day. Let's see what happens when it finishes, if the lights do anything. Well, light went out, another light blinked. It says reinitializing modem on the screen. Congratulations, modem firmware update is successful. Click OK, and the other light goes out. So now everything is all set. Okay, so now we'll go back and launch Hyperterminal. Let me use the mouse here. Cancel. Open the caller ID. Cancel. AT. It's there. AT pound CID question mark. Still 0. They never fixed it. So I've already tried updating the firmware and all of this and the different power on configurations. I did Y0 through Y4. Nothing, 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 nothing. It just plain refuses to work, yet the modem supports it. So why it can't save that to NVRAM, I have no idea. But the modem is upgraded to the latest firmware. It is the fastest it could ever connect, should you ever do that. And there's not too many dial-up services left. And no, I'm not going to dial anything right now. Anyways, we're stuck. Then there's a workaround. Now, of course, if I enter AT CID equals 1, it'll take it. AT CID question mark 1, that means it'll work. Okay. Now if I shut the modem off, turn it back on, and do the same thing, it'll show 0 again. So there's something called an initialization string that a lot of modems used to use back in the days of maybe AOL or something like that. And a lot of these were very, very long strings telling the modem to reset and do all kinds of crazy shit before it even goes to dial up to give you the best interwebs experience of your life and the fastest, most blazing speeds at V92 56K flex bullshit, whatever the fuck it was. Okay, well, this is a modem, an external modem that is connected to the serial port. And while it does have a bug with the caller ID, this modem is so functional. I think I had mentioned in a previous video that this can be used on just about any system in the world that has an RS-232 port. In fact, at a place I used to work at many years ago, back before PCs were that common in businesses, we had dumb terminals, and the store in particular sold cell phones. What they had was a WYSE or WYSE, W-Y-S-E terminal, and connected to it was a modem like this. And very simply, all they did was they programmed one of the S registers in the modem, which will save different phone numbers. Actually, it's I'm sorry, one of the Z registers here. You can program a telephone number in there, and it will automatically dial that at power on. So basically, it was a dumb terminal. This modem was connected to its serial port, and there was no printer, even though the terminal did include a parallel port, and it could have been used. We didn't have such technology, so we would just write down numbers on the form, and it would dial up and connect to some server somewhere, and you'd type away information. It would echo back over the phone line, and you see all the lights blinking and crazy shit, and there was nothing controlling this. It did everything all by itself. And people signed up for cell service and got raped for however the fuck much it was for 20 minutes back in the day and crazy shit like that. So anyway, it was there, it worked, and this modem is still a very functional piece. It's just a shame they couldn't fix that. But enough ranting, let's get back onto the initialization string. I can use that AT CID equals 1 as an initialization string. Now, as a test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and disconnect here. Basically, I can just go reopen that. Are you sure you want to disconnect? Yes. Before I open it, I'll power cycle the modem off and back on. We'll select that file. It clears the screen, and I will show you if I do AT CID question mark, it shows a 0. So we can disconnect that. We'll just hit open and yes. And we'll go to Device Mangler. Hardware, Device Mangler. We'll go to Modems. Here's the external one. And we'll go to Properties. Here it is here. You can hit Diagnostics and have it query the modem and watch all the blinking lights again, and it'll do all its stuff and come back. But do you remember earlier in this series where I magically just found that echo characters back locally in Hyperterminal? Where is it now? I gotta look for it to echo back the characters. I forget where the hell it is. It was hidden somewhere real good. Maybe here. Echo typed characters locally. There we go. Well, there it is in the very next tab under Advanced. Extra initialization commands. AT pound CID equals 1. Okay? And that's it. Now what I'm going to do is disable that, so that'll tell the system that it's no longer available. I'll wait for that to come back. Okay, over here we'll turn it off, turn it back on, and that's it. I'm going to re-enable it, and when I do that, watch carefully. It'll take a moment. Did you see all that? And there it is, up and running again. Okay, so now if I go and load up Hyperterminal again, cancel that, file, open, caller ID, cancel that, AT pound CID question mark, it's magically a 1. So that means all I have to do is put that string, the initialization string, in that for the actual device and device manager, just like that, and every time the machine boots up, it will automatically reset. It's never going to lose power unless there's a power outage. And in the event of a power outage, whatever system it is connected to, and likely this modem will not be on this system, and all of this may be for naught, depending on whether or not I can make all this shit work after reloading the OS on this, which was the original intent to start with. Regardless, if we lose power on that, we're going to lose power on that because they're connected to the same source. As such, when this machine boots up once again, it's going to reinitialize the modem as such, and the lights will blink, it'll do all that fancy shit, set the caller ID to 1, and the caller ID will simply fucking work. So, there you go. If you can't fix it, create a workaround. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and stay tuned. We got a lot more coming for this Dimension XPS D300. Next step is finally reinstalling the operating system.